Welcome back to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at Hasbro Star Wars The Vintage Collection from the Mandalorian TV series. This is Kuiil, 1/18 scale action figure. This is a card back it comes on. You can see we have an image from the TV show. Looks pretty good in my opinion. And the clamshell at the bubble, we have the figure and his accessories that it comes with. Looks pretty good. On the back of the card, this is VC 227. At the top of the card, we do have other figures that are available in this wave and the previous wave. Down at the bottom, we have the just legal information, different languages, company information, warnings, all that type of stuff. And if you're interested, here's a UPC. I found this at Target for like $12.99. So these are showing up, so you can check your local Target. So let's go ahead and take a look at the figure outside the packaging. Alright, so just because it's included, we have this insert with the same stuff on the back of that card, which is just silly, but there it is if that interests you. So let's go ahead and take a look at the figure. I must say I do like this figure. I've seen the Black Series 1/12 scale, and for some reason this character looks better in the 1/18 scale, which is what we have here. I don't know why the 1/12 scale doesn't look as good. I don't think it captures the character as well as the 1/18 scale figure, but I think it looks amazing. It's a nice head sculpt. We have his white hair on his face. White eyebrows, looks pretty good. Goggles on the forehead, silver around the goggles. We have the light brown hat, some black on here on this side. Over the earpieces, we have a darker brown scarf. We have some very cool, maybe even olive drab green here on the sleeves. We have that lighter brown for a vest, a belt, silver belt buckle. We have a pouch on this side. And on the reverse side, do like the pants, look very well sculpted. Boots, looks very cool. I do like the overall color palette they used for this character. All the colors and paint ran together really nicely. He has a nice presence. Looks very, very cool. Just going to take a 360 look at him. Now I must say about something here. So here's my con for this figure. What's going on with these different holes in the back of the characters? What happened is a simple peg. They did it to Bo-Katan, and they have a big square on her back. And now we have this unique looking cut the back. I mean, if you don't want to use this backpack, that's just unsightly. So Hasbro, stop it. Go back to the peg system. It's stupid. And it looks terrible for the overall aesthetic of the figure. They seem to find a way to ruin every good figure they come out with. Pretty nice looking figure, stuff with that thing. That's terrible. That's not even needed. That's ridiculous. We have two peg holes in the feet. Looks pretty cool. Just going to take a look at the articulation of Kuiil. His head does look down, up, a little side to side. So he's on a ball joint. It does rotate 360. Gets all snagged up in the scarf. So I'm guessing if you pop his head off, more than likely you could take off this scarf. If you don't like it, I think it looks really good. For the arms, they are on a ball joint. They rotate 360. They do raise up about that much. We have a 360 on the elbow also. It's very stiff, but it's there. Yep. So we have a bendable elbow. Gives us just a little more than 90, which is good. That's well more than 90 in the other arm. So for the wrist, they rotate 360. Looks like we have the up and down on both hands like this. So, as you can see here, he does have his trigger finger on that one. And then he can lower that one also. So that's definitely really good on articulation for the arms. For the chest area, I don't think there's much articulation now. We do have a 360 rotation here in the center. Yeah, a little stiff. Now for the legs, he can sit very nicely. He doesn't have that spin joint that you usually have up on the top piece there, so that's good. It's just a normal articulated legs. He does have thigh swivel on both legs. He has a bendable knee, 90 degrees. No double jointed, unfortunately. His feet goes up just a little bit. They do pivot down. Obviously, they rotate 360 around the heel, and you can get it side to side because of that rotation. So he has pretty good articulation for being a smaller character. Looks really cool. Yep, not bad at all. So he does come with 2 accessories, so I'm just going to take a look at that. So let's take a look at that backpack that he has. Darker brown. A little bit of silver devices here on the side. And on the back it's hollowed out like a waffle, which is unsightly also. And then we have that unique cut for the peg on this back. So we just stick that in. And we can get nice and tight closeness, so it doesn't have any gaps or anything inside the backpack. But it has nothing to do with the hole cut. That's more of a sculpting issue. But that looks really good. He also comes with his weapon. It's almost like a kind of like a sawed-off shotgun, but it's some type of Star Wars weapon. Brown stock, brown strap, gunmetal, barrel, and body and trigger of the weapon. Strap's really stiff, so it's not very flexible. There's a little flexibility in the weapon, but it's not bent or anything, so that's a good thing. Let's take a look and see how well he holds it. Now there is no handle on this weapon, so this is going to come down over, so it's going to be a very unique type of hold. So it may hinder your ability to get poses out of your figure you would like, because you do have the up and down the weapon like this, but we have no side to side. So this one probably should have been a side to side hinge, so you could bring the weapon over and you can use this hand to hold both with both hands. It's like almost like a hip fire. And I don't think we're going to get any dual-handed action here because his arms are shorter because his character's design. But if you wedge that in his hand, he may bend the gun or stretch his fingers out. I mean, it might be doable if you forced it, but I don't recommend doing that on your figures. So I kind of know your range, so it is what it is. And of course, you can take that off and we can throw it on his back. And maybe we can wedge it or something underneath his scarf to kind of get it to stay in place a little bit, if you want to do that. Or you can just let it lay. It's up to you. Looks pretty good. You always can put it up like that, or if you don't like the barrel up, you can do the back one like this. However you like. But we got an option. Yeah, it's a good figure. Some 2 cons I got is the wrist. Should have had a different wrist joint in this hand. Maybe the in and out, which is not a deal breaker. I mean, it's just something that I made it a little better for posing and display purposes. But the biggest negative has got to be that hole in the back. That's not, that's ridiculous. We shouldn't be seeing that, especially this far into the game. We should be moving forward with our figures and gaining more and more articulation, sculpting, paint, and design. So that's definitely not a good design, in my opinion, to make big gaping holes in our figures' backs. So I cannot get that gun in his hand. I did it the first time, no problem, and last time it's giving me a hard time. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's a nice figure, and I like the sculpt, I like the paint, I like the colors. I recommend it. It is a cool figure. If you leave the back on, obviously you can fix the whole issue in the back, but you shouldn't have to have it on if you don't want to. Other than that, it's a really cool figure. A lot of articulation. The material's